Hey guys, welcome to episode 5 of Motorcycle Mondays. I'm going to try making a brake lever hook with a bit more curve. So I've got a new model drawn up, and what I've ended up doing is increasing the distance the hook curves in by pretty much double. And I added a small ball end, kind of like what's on a lever. So until I have either a 3D printed prototype or a machine piece, it's really hard to tell how it's going to fit and look on the bike, but it's a straight 90 degrees so that it comes in as far as possible to cover the end of the brake lever. And then, I don't know if it'll zoom in enough, there's a very shallow recess so that it'll lock and locate on the M4 or the M6 button head screws, or bolts I should say. So this one curves in less than an inch. This new lever hook, it should curve in almost 2 full inches. So it's a big increase, but it should provide a lot more protection for the end of the lever. We'll see how it turns out. So the first operation is pretty much all ready to go. If I hit simulate, the cutter will come out and clear out the majority of the material, so that'll be out of the way. And then the same cutter will come around and profile it. I could slow that down. Let's try to do that one more time. And then a final finishing profile pass. It just takes it to size and clears out the rest of the material. And that should take it all the way down to what's left being held by the vise. And then second operation will be to flip it over and clamp this piece, machine off the bottom, and then figure out what I'm going to do to clamp and hold and do the slot in the recess. I didn't bother videotaping any of the second operation because it was incredibly uneventful. All it did was just remove the remaining material that was left from holding in the vice jaws from operation 1. Now it's flipped on its side so that I can do a slot and then a recess that the button head M6x1 bolts can fit in, and we'll take a look, put it on the bike and see how it looks. Hopefully last operation and the second rendition of the lever hook will be done. So all done, all 3 operations. The part had to be machined on one side and then flipped over, and then have the remaining material that was in the vise taken off. And then the last step was to have a channel put, or a slot put inside the center of it so that it can be bolted to the lever guard bracket. And I wouldn't say it's going to win any awards for the prettiest design, but it definitely covers the end of the brake lever a lot better. So there's probably still some work I can do to make it look prettier, but from a function standpoint, now the lever guard comes all the way around. It's pretty rigid, it's pretty solid. I could maybe make this a bit thicker if I feel like I'm worried it's going to flex, but now the entire end of the lever guard is adjusted. And I increased the size of the slot quite a bit so that if you do have a really big hand and you move the lever really far out, obviously right there it would have to be adjusted, but there's still 12 millimeters or so of actual adjustment left. Just want to say thanks for sticking around to watch all these videos, and thanks to both Justin and Zed from Z1 Cycle Tech. They helped out a bit with the design and some of the ideas that I kind of changed along the way in order to make this work really well. I appreciate the comments and the feedback, and if there's any more advice you guys have before I make a bunch of these, let me know. Thanks for tuning in to Motorcycle Mondays. Have a good week, guys.